Boys, today, I woke up and I realized that the UFC made us go through some terrible fight cards, a few terrible pay-per-views here and there, so I'm bringing out my inside generational hater, and your boy's gonna go through every single UFC champion, give him reasons why I hate them. Only one reason though, we're not gonna make this video super long or anything, like I said, your boy's a generational hater, so this video is super easy. I can do this off the dome. But let's start with heavyweight division. Yes, we're gonna go through the women's division too. We're gonna end with women's strawweight division, but starting off heavyweight division, we got two champions here technically, Tom Aspinall and Jon Jones. Let's start with Tom Aspinall. I'm not gonna lie, this one was a little bit hard to pick. This is probably the hardest one to pick, but I think the one thing that just, I hate about Tom Aspinall, especially recently, this is very recently biased, but my boy is throwing hella shade to Stipe instead of Jon Jones. He's firing all these shots at the wrong guy.
We need to get Stipe out of there. Let's be honest, the guy's 43 years old. He's had a 4-year layoff, and his last fight was a knockout loss. Granted, he's a absolute legend in the sport of MMA. He's the best heavyweight ever, statistically, he's the best heavyweight ever, but the guy needs to be pulled out of the race. The guy needs to be Joe Biden, mate. He's too old. No one's that interested anymore. And I respect Stipe a lot. Pull him out, stick me in.
It's not Stipe's fault that he gets to fight Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall doesn't. A very weird thing to pick, but yeah, he's throwing the shade at the wrong guy. Joe Biden this, Joe Biden that. Yeah, it's hella funny, but at the end of the day, that's old man Stipe. We don't need to be throwing that much shade at him. And to be honest, if I was in Stipe's situation, I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm taking that Jon Jones fight. I'm not gonna be like, no, out of the kindness of my heart, Tom Aspinall, you can have it instead of me. No. I ain't doing that shit. I think Stipe's 100% in the right here, but moving down, Jon Jones. We're gonna break the rules right now. We're gonna go, he's a steroid head, wife beating, avoiding Tom Aspinall, in the closet gay boy. Maybe that's not one thing, but clump them all together, you get Jon Jones. I don't think I need to explain any of that, but move down, light heavyweight division. Alex Pereira. This is also one of the hard things to pick. Am I a poetard? I wouldn't say I'm like a poetard, but I'm close to being there. I'm not gonna lie. But one thing that I just hate about Alex Pereira probably is that, man waited way too late to start to get into the UFC. My guy's 37 years old already. Is that big of a deal for the light heavyweight division? Absolutely not. But if only this boy came in a few years later, because at the end of the day, the thing I hate the most about it is we only got maybe a few years left with Pereira, then he's going to be out and retired, which is very unfortunate because he's brought so much life into this light heavyweight division. And to be honest, in my opinion, he's the face of the UFC right now, at least. 2024, I think Fighter of the Year should have been Alex Pereira, 100%. He saved the company so many times. He is the face of the UFC, especially in 2024. 2025, maybe he can do it again. I don't know. He did a lot of heavy moving this year. Let's move over to the middleweight division. Dricus du Plessis. Who knows, it might be Izzy in the next coming days because I am recording this and posting this before 3:05, but currently it is Drick. The one thing I hate about this man is this boy has zero technique to any of the stuff that he throws on the feet. It makes me think that I can get some homeless guy off the street and, teach him very basic stuff. Make sure he's built though. He has to be a built homeless guy. He can't be some, fat skinny guy. He has to be built. Teach him some technique here and there. Make sure he has a good double leg. Make sure he's good on the ground, but on the feet, technique wise, if he's a little sloppy, it's okay because we've shown that can make you a middleweight champion in the UFC. It just makes zero sense, especially when he's gonna be fighting someone like an Adesanya. If he goes out there and beats Adesanya, MMA makes no sense, especially on the feet. If he outboxes, if he just pieces up Izzy on the feet and he does some Matrix bullshit and just dodges all of Izzy's shots, it makes absolutely no sense. Running forward like a tard, throwing, winging shots. It's fun to watch, but one thing I hate is that you can have technique like that and be a champion. Let's go to welterweight division. Belal, remember the name Muhammad. I was going to put the one thing I hate about this guy is that now that he's champion, we got a bunch of Belal Muhammad glazers. I was going to do that, but it's not really his fault. So The one thing I hate about Belal Muhammad is this man has like 0 finishes. You know, we're not counting that Sean Brady fight because that's just, you know, MMA math at its finest. But Belal Muhammad, let's quickly run through his UFC career, I guess. Leon Edwards decision, Gilbert Burns decision. We're not counting that Sean Brady one because, you know, it's just an anomaly. Vicente Luque decision, Wonderboy a decision, Damian Maia a decision, Diego Lima decision, Lyman Good decision. Then finally we got Takashi Sato submission, round 3, rear naked choke. Then we go back to, you know, the normal stuff. Chris Millender decision, Jeff Neal, he lost that one by decision. Chance Rencountre decision, Tim Means split decision, Jordan Mean decision, Randy Brown decision. And yeah, this boy has 18 decisions on his career, 1 submission win, 5 KO wins. That's the one thing I hate about Bilal Muhammad. This man has 0 finishing instinct, you know. He'd rather just point fight. He'd rather go to the decisions, it seems like. So very boring to watch, but the 0 finishes is what's the main concern here. But let's go to the lightweight division. Islam Makhachev, you know, people might say this was probably their hardest one to do. Not for me. This shit was so easy. Now, before you guys all get pissed from what I'm gonna say, you guys are probably thinking I'm gonna slander this boy's name. No. The one thing I hate about Islam Makhachev is that this boy is killing my favorite fighters. You know, I was gonna let it slide with Du Bronx. I was willing to let that one slide, you know. Du Bronx was Islam, a very hard stylistic matchup for Du Bronx. I understood that, you know. Submitted him in, I think it was a second, maybe even the first round, some bullshit like that. I was willing to let that one slide. But the fact that he leisurely goes out here, gets his ass whooped against the GOAT, Alexander the Great, and then, you know, walks back in here a few months, leisurely kicks his damn head off. Hell no. That ain't sliding this time. The thing I hate the most about Islam is he's killing my favorite fighters. Let's go to Ilya Taporia now. Ilya Taporia might not be champion much longer, but like I said, currently he is the featherweight champion. One thing I hate about Ilya, this man he's been talking too much. He's taking that Connor juice, you know, he's been sipping, he's been glugging that Connor juice, and it's getting very annoying. He thinks he's a Spain Connor. I can't handle it no more. Man got the belt and first thing he says is, yeah, I'm not fighting Max Holloway. I'm not giving Volkanovski the rematch. T-City who? Nah, he's not getting the fight. Yair Rodriguez, fuck that guy. I ain't fighting him either. He pretty much went through the entire top 15 and said he's not gonna fight that guy and he's gonna go and fight Conor McGregor. So, you know, little bro's trying. The little bro's being a little bit of an idiot. And, you know, hopefully Max can go out there, teach him a lesson. I just think it's a bad stylistic matchup for Max Holloway. But yeah, that's definitely the one thing I hate the most about Ilya. This man, he's been glugging, he's been chugging that Connor juice a little bit too much for me, you know. Let's go to Bantamweight division. Sean O'Malley, you know, you can put him in 2 aspects. Great on the feet, great in the octagon, terrible outside the octagon. Terrible mic skills is what I have for what I hate about Sean O'Malley. Now, I just want you guys to picture this for a second. You know, Sean O'Malley has the same fight style that he currently has, but has the charisma, has the mic skills of a Conor McGregor, of a Chael Sonnen. Do you know how dangerous that boy would be? But no, we have a very terrible mic skilled and a very highly skilled in the octagon Sean O'Malley. It is what it is. We got one of the worst versions of Sean O'Malley in this timeline. It is what it is. Still great to watch, but terrible to listen to on the mic. Great to watch in the octagon, terrible to listen to on the mic. Let's go to the flyweight division. Pantoja. One thing I hate about Pantoja is this boy is becoming a decision machine out of recently. He was like the Izzy. You know, Izzy on the come up was a different breed than what he is now. But then he also took a little bit too much inspiration out of Izzy and became a decision merchant when he was champion. So flyweight division, Alexander Pantoja, decision machine. That's the one thing I hate about him. Moving down, women's bantamweight division, Raquel Pennington. I'm going to make this fast and simple. Raquel Pennington is the least skilled champion in the entire UFC. That's the one thing I hate about it. Moving down, women's flyweight division, Alexa Grasso. This one was also a little bit hard to pick, but I'm going with been giving too much favoritism the champion. I'm pretty sure, you know, their rematch and trilogy for Valentina, both on some sort of Mexican themed card. And I'm pretty sure as soon as this girl became champion, they gave her a custom belt, which is just ridiculous. Too much favoritism. That's the one thing I don't like about Alexa Grasso. Then Zhang Weili. The one thing I don't like about Zhang Weili is this girl does not fight enough. You know, I need to see her more active. She's one of the more inactive champions that we have, which is so terrible because, you know, she's the most, if not one of the most entertaining women's champions that we have. And yeah, let me know in the comments below. Do you guys have any other things you would add to this list for one things you hate about each champion? Am I off on any of these things? Do you disagree with any of them? Let me know in the comments below. Your boy is on that goal to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys have not yet, leave a like on this video and subscribe with those post notifications turned on so you never miss any of these newest videos. And yeah, boys, you know, there's really not that much else left to say except for I will see you guys in my next video.